In the slums of the Philippines, there is a popular delicacy. The source of this food can be disturbing. They're remnants picked up from the trash, and these leftover foods are reprocessed, then resell it on the street. These foods may have been in the trash for a long time, has deteriorated, or contaminated with different bacteria. Although the background of this food may be uncomfortable, but he's in the slums of the Philippines to play an important role. For millions of poor people, his presence directly affects their lives. Before dawn, some people start the day at work. They're all over the city. Search for discarded food. Some people even put their hands down the drain. Drive to collect the remaining ingredients, including other people's leftovers. At 5:30 in the morning, the work of these laborers is over. Food they collect will be processed into breakfast. These foods will be fried after washing. Transform. Became a legendary delicacy. Surging. Despite the surging production process, may be disturbing. But this is the largest slum in Manila. Traditional dishes in Udu district. Deeply loved by local residents. Although the average person may be reluctant to try this kind of thing, because his source is not normal. But in the slums, he is the only source of meat. And it's cheap. The taste seems good too. Today, we will follow the garbage collection truck. Explore these discarded foods. Final cancellation. We will listen to those who rely on the scraps of others. The story of the resilient man who survived leftovers. In Manila, Philippines, it's home to 15 million people. This city has a very distinct feature. Look up at the skyscraper panels rising. Dynamic and ambitious. A majestic posture and grandeur become the object of people's admiration. And the shadows beneath the heads of these towering buildings. Naked reality is revealed. Struggling to survive here for million square meters. It's home to the largest slums in the world. Tangdu district. This is also the place where the surging was invented. Although their lives are so difficult, but there's no sign of depression here. Maybe it's because of the surging existence. Let everyone eat. So that's it. Surging in the end. Where did it come from? This is all the best with the Philippines. Popular fast food. Happy Wine, KFC and McDonald's. One of the most popular is Happy Wine. For many Filipinos, this local brand is the pride of this country. It is a franchise store with a global chain. There's pasta, hamburgers and other staple foods. But most famous is fried chicken. Influenced by Western colonial culture, people here have a soft spot for Western fast food. If someone eats it, it will naturally generate waste and garbage. Finished eating, or food that hasn't been eaten will be thrown away. And this is the new step in the food chain. The Philippines has a group of people who cannot afford it. In order to achieve the same delicious taste, they'll be in the junkyard, collect these food scraps. Like these little animals, they took the dump as a guarantee for their own survival. Once you enter Tangdu district, it's not hard to find garbage collectors. They're almost everywhere. About to reach the slums. Food is usually mixed in these plastic cans, living goods, even among medical waste. Sad work. Just picking food out of other trash. Then these foods, it will become their home-cooked meal. They won't miss anything edible. Food scraps. Ian, in addition to his current job. There's no other way. Make enough money to pay for his family's living expenses. It seems simple to put your hand in the garbage bag. But sometimes it's dangerous, because sometimes there are broken glass and syringes in it. Needles. But occasionally there are some small surprises. That's when I found some cash. They don't have all the food in their pockets either. For example, Japanese fast food like these. There seems to be no kafang fruit. In fact, it has become bulging. These they usually use as their home. They don't use it themselves, because sometimes, the wrong choice can be fatal. It's hard to imagine today in 2024. There are people who are worried about food. Their working environment. There is almost no way to describe it in words. It's full of pungent smell, and all kinds of bacteria. But they seem to have gotten used to it. Touching the rotting food has become essential steps in their lives. The goal is to survive. It doesn't matter anymore. The food they pick up will cost 1 OB per barrel to sell. One barrel is about the size of a McDonald's family barrel. It's not just leftover chicken. There are also some other foods to fill, and some people who are always hungry use it directly. They think unprocessed foods is the healthiest. You don't feel nauseous, but most people will. Fry it in all again before serving. The people who live here, very few people go to a fast food restaurant, at a real meal of fried chicken. Their food always comes from these garbage dumps. When the sun goes down, the favela has become a vice president. It's actually an open landfill. The whole family is sifting through the trash until sunrise. They spent the night scavenging. Classification. There are no breaks here. Fill this bag. It requires about 30 kilograms of recycled plastic. You can buy 117 bottle holders per bag of plastic, about 15 RMB. In this case, there is always the poorest of the poor. Reach into the sewer. Try to collect anything and leftovers. The mopping family is also one of them. He was responsible for tearing off the labels on the mineral water bottles. Then it will be sold in kilograms in the morning. Same as Ryan. Mopping the floor is currently the only job. To make a living, must be done every day. Wind or rain, whether in good health or not. This is the daily food and clothing for their family. Never stop. If you stop, we'll face no way to eat. Plight of children not going to school. He and his wife, and working with my 2 daughters. They were content. Also feel happy. You only need a small amount of money every day, so that the family can have something to eat every day, and you don't have to struggle to survive every day, even in the face of adversity. They can also live every day well. Find a reason to be happy, although this reason is small. Working as a family at the same time, their lives are slowly getting better. He even bought his own house. Mopping house is located at the workplace, a Penghu district less than 500 meters away. To pass through a long and dark corridor, many people live here. It's all scavengers like mopping the floor. There is no sunlight here. There's not even enough air. Sultry and humid environment fill these aisles with pungent odors. His house has 2 floors. The height of the first floor is less than 1.6 meters. Everyone who comes in can't stand still, except for children. Everyone has to keep their head down and bend over. The second floor is where they rest and sleep. The height is 1.2 meters left. Right. This is not unique to his family. It's a shared resting space with neighbors. A neighbor recently gave birth to a baby. But this is clearly not a good living environment. All the daily living spaces are centralized on the ground floor, including the kitchen, dining table, washing machine, living room. Restrooms are communal, because there is no sewage system in the room. Year 2004, the couple bought the cabin. It costs about $2,000 to do. They were very happy with it. Very comfortable catch. Not only is it close to the workplace, and the price is also cheap. At 5:30 a.m., they collected food and items. The transaction has been completed. A whole night's work is over. It's time for them to go to bed. Here we go. It's these fast food restaurants that buy junk to process the food. He sells it to early risers for breakfast. In these burned buildings, the richest man in Kangdu district lives. This used to be a port warehouse. Every household is trying to find a way. Use something picked up from the trash. Create a decent home for yourself. Because all items have the potential to be useful. So I went to the side and the items were all stacked on top of each other. It could collapse at any moment. There's also an internet cafe. Pay for a lock. You can experience 6 minutes of online surfing. The computers here can't play some big games. Only browse some videos or social media. If you want to use your cell phone for wireless internet access, then please flip a coin. The price will be cheaper. You can experience it with a lock. 10 minutes of wireless internet access. Down the street. There will still be people who haven't finished the work. Still working overtime. For example, this mother and son, since there are only 2 people. So it takes a lot of time. They even collect the remaining water in the mineral water bottle. He might use it for drinking, cooking, or take a shower. Here they are. Anything inconspicuous can become very precious. Garbage that is thrown away casually have gained new life and importance here. In Udu, people take it for granted. Their lives cannot be changed unless they take the risk. Otherwise nothing will happen. It's up to them to improve their lives. But policy and circumstances make that very difficult. Famous Philippine boxer, Manny Pacquiao. I came out of a slum like this, but only a few can escape from the pauper pool. Soon the sun will come out. In order not to miss the delivery time, everyone is working overtime. Some people don't have the help of their families. Only one person can collect it alone. Slow progress is a common occurrence. When the sun comes out, it proves that the countdown starts. This time, the timing of the firefight and the spoilage of the food began to accelerate. Usually by this time, last night's fast food wreckage, most of it has been collected. It contains intact food, and partially eaten or damaged food. But these foods, exposed to the relentless heat of Manila, will soon give off a putrid smell. As for which foods have gone bad, it depends on the eyes and experience of the collector. To judge, here they are. People pervade the idea of comfort and convenience in everything. Give up everything that is considered necessary. Below the poverty-stricken counties, the rules were rewritten. Thin walls and makeshift roofs formed a place that can accommodate shelter for a dozen people. Privacy has become a luxury. Everything new here. All from old items found. Recycled food is usually sold to nearby vendors. Perform deep processing. Pat without a doubt is the best-selling sustenance food. Everybody ate it because it's cheap, delicious. It fills my stomach. Among all the vendors, one woman in particular won the paper queen's reputation because he is the best of all. This is thanks to his secret recipe. Made him quite famous here. The surging Queen Evelyn. Acquired food is not fully sorted. You need to cut it out piece by piece. Packed in this blue basin. Most of them have been eaten. Almost no complete piece. Sometimes there are windfalls, including sausage, hamburgers, etc. These prices will be more expensive, but also rare. The scale of the clothes will be based on the amount of meat and the size of a chicken nugget. Classify carefully. After sorting, the first process can be carried out. That's cleaning. Freshly harvested mussel. It will be mixed with some other substances, like soil, paper towels and some unknown substances. First step, Just wash it thoroughly with hot water. The whole process usually needs to be repeated 3 to 4 times, until the water is clear. It is because of Evelyn, willing to spend time cleaning carefully, brought him a good reputation. After all, in another fast food restaurant, time to often eat foreign bodies won't show up in his store, no matter how clean it is. Bacteria and viruses are not so easy to destroy, but not so advanced and dashing equipment. The only thing to do is to blanch, take advantage of high temperature, kill all these invisible filth. So they thought that most bacteria and viruses should disappear. Time do you use to blanch? He prepares the ingredients. This is his special recipe. Sprite. Boiled chicken will have a lighter taste or flavor. It needs further processing. In order to provide diners with a variety of options, Evelyn recently invented a new dish. It's different from frying. This new dish is stir-fried. First add cooking oil to a hot iron pan. Add the prepared garlic and saute until fragrant. Pour in blanched chicken, sugar, pineapple juice. Pour soy sauce into it to add umami and texture. Vinegar, MSG and Sprite. It can cover up some bad smells. If that's not enough, then add a little snack before serving. The combination of broken biscuits and milk powder brings a new taste bud shock to this dish. The production of the second dish, surging, will start soon. Garlic first. Soy sauce, Sprite marinated. Then add sugar, mix monosodium glutamate and pineapple juice well. Fried food has a burning aroma. Ask nothing. All fried. And he understood that. This can easily remove some deterioration and rotten smell. For them, this dish is very clean and hygienic. Soon after 15 minutes, these crispy and delicious chicken are about to come out of the pot. People in the favelas. It's dinner time. Consumption here is not too high. A family of 5 only needs 50 requests. And a bowl of white rice. It's just delicious. No wonder the surging. It's one of the favela's favorite foods. People who grew up here. Almost everyone grew up eating surging. People here are used to this kind of diet. After all, survival is the most important thing in life. Surging Queen Evelyn. Filipino fast food that used to sell dim sum. But then he realized, customers here can't afford real food. So many people expressed their opinions to him. Let him try to break it. Because it's their favorite dish. So Evelyn tried to do it. Make it surging. Let the residents praise it. It became famous very quickly. Since then, the people around him were waiting in front of his store early. Waiting for his delicious food to come out of the oven. Recognized, he is very accomplished. I love this job more and more. At the same time, we are also trying our best to help these poor people. The inhabitants of the cave. He knows. The people here are very poor. Can only afford such food. Throughout the Udu district, there are many people like Evelyn. There are also many scavengers. They live for themselves, and eat. Active on the street every day. Garbage dump search. Anything that can help you survive. According to United Nations data, more than 820 million people worldwide suffer from chronic hunger. For example, in the Philippines, the statistics are even worse. 35% of children under the age of 5 are malnourished. But even so, Evelyn Ryan, the story of a broken family, and everyone in Tondo told us, even in the most incredible places, even in the smallest of daily joys, happiness can flourish. In this world, the value of some things, beyond our imagination, in the slums of the Philippines, surging is not just a food. It is a symbol of survival. Even in the most difficult moments, people can still find hope and patience. Their lives may be very different from ours, but their stories are so thought-provoking. Behind this simple mistake, it is a story about survival and hope. Surging is more than just a food. It's the heartbeat of this community. He is a symbol of their perseverance. It is a manifestation of their unremitting pursuit of life. We set our sights on those people who live in a different world from us, to feel their resilience and hope, because it is this very spirit. Let us believe, no matter how difficult life's difficulties may be, we can all find strength. Keep moving. This is Knight's Road. Show you every corner of the world. See you next time.